right, so let's get started, man. Thank you for agreeing to the interview with us from DJs for DJs. We're really excited to be able to talk to some local Miami DJs.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure to be online with you guys.
All right, so starting off on the interview, how did you get first started into the DJ business?
Well, the truth is that I was always into promoting and, going out in high school. But I played a lot of sports. So, it was tough for me to be in that scene and to play sports at the same time. I played baseball, I played football. And how it really happened was, my friends and I, we started a promotional company. And it was based on throwing house parties. And, little by little, as we started picking up, hype within, our people, we started getting bigger and bigger at doing these parties. So, one day, the DJ that was playing, he was, kind of bored, or he was upset, or I forgot what exactly the reason was, but he just left. And then, I kind of took over just to cover. It wasn't meant to be something crazy. It was just to keep the music playing.
Yeah.
And yeah, after that, I touched the decks for the first time, and it was something that I really wanted to do for a long time.
All right, that's awesome, man. That's kind of the same thing that I've been going through right now. I'm trying to figure out where I'm headed with my direction. Then on the second question, who are your primary influences in your production and mix style?
Well, when I think of the type of music that I like to play, I like to bring up names like the Swedish House Mafia, Afrojack. I'm a very big fan of Avicii. Very commercial stuff. I love the underground as well too. Ricardo Villalobos, Loco Dice, guys like that. But when it comes to what I'm producing, it's more like Hardwell, people, Laidback Luke, people of that type of sound where it can appeal to just about everybody and not just an underground, category of people.
Yeah, that's what we from DJs for DJs are trying to do now. We're trying to both kind of categorize. We have our commercial house section with progressive, and we have our house section with progressive, commercial, and tech house, and then we have other sections that we're trying to develop now. Especially with the DJ database, we're trying to kind of create a universal forum so we can all basically have a place where we can look each other up and collaborate so we can further advance the genre. The third question that I have to ask you now is, with your up and coming event at Cameo, how do you think Miami House is expanding?
Well, Miami is one of the centerpieces of the whole music industry, and the world is a very big place, and house music is picking up very, very fast in the United States because, it's been going on in Europe for a very long time. So for it to come over here, it's going to take some time to where it might be bigger than, pop, electro, hip-hop, all of that stuff, and it might just be the dominating sound is what I'm gonna say for the next couple of years.
All right. Yeah, that's what we're kind of thinking too. That's where the trends are going with especially right now with the most recent DJ Mag vote. That's where it ended up looking like it was headed towards, with David Guetta reaching #1, even surpassing Armin van Buuren, and David Guetta basically bringing house and electronic music mainstream in the United States, and all kind of bringing over the European style and then mixing it with pop artists and kind of creating a new genre of this commercial house. Then the next question I have for you is, where do you see dance music in 5 years?
Well, that's all in the hands of the producers and of the upcoming DJs and where they can take that. Because in all essence, in the 70s when you had rock and roll, it kind of faded out, and then the 80s became retro, freestyle. The 90s became hip-hop, kind of pop, with Britney Spears and all those type of people. And, it's just where the scene, and, to be honest with you, I really, really see it picking up a lot. And as you can see, like you said, a lot of people are starting to realize and understand electronic music.
Yeah. All right. And then the next question I have for you is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, hopefully I will be accepting an award in the VMAs, or in Emmys or some type of summit like that. I'm 23 now. I think I've gotten some very good accomplishments done in the past. So in 5 years, there's a lot that I can do, but there's really no telling where I will be, because in the end of the day, your life can change in 1 hour.
Yeah, I know how that feels. All right, well, we're really hopeful that will be it, and then one day it'll be really exciting. That's where hopefully from DJs for DJs can help you along and make you into that,
Absolutely.
further expand your horizons. All right, so continuing with that, what do you think has been the track of the year?
The track of the year. I'm gonna have to say that it's between two, and I give a lot of credit to Nicky Romero with the Flash song. I feel like there's no DJ that will not play that in a main hour set at any venue, in any place of the world. And Take Over Control from Afrojack, I didn't really like it too much, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that it didn't do big things. It went platinum, and it made a lot of money for him. So I would have to say that those are the two tracks that I agree would be the best of this year.
All right, and then playing off what you said about the venues, what has been your favorite venue to play at so far?
I would have to say that my favorite venue would be Imagine in the Dominican Republic. It's a cave-like club, and it's just a different atmosphere over there. The people love you, and it's different. And when you go to another country to play, people appreciate what you're doing a little bit more. Not that I'm not appreciated here in the States, but I feel like it's a different type of love that you get over there. And the actual venue itself, was really, really nice. Very big.
Yeah, I think I know which venue you're talking about. Actually, Thomas Gold and Avicii played.
Yes.
Played there over the summer. Yeah. I wish you could have been there for that, but I knew some people who were, and they said that they didn't even know who was playing. They just showed up, and then they found out who it was, and they were just like, "That's insane."
Yeah, they have a lot of big DJs there, so it's a great honor for me to share the DJ booth with those type of guys that have been there before.
All right, then playing off of venues, with dance music festivals gaining such popularity, how do you see that impacting EDM in general, like in the United States?
Well, I have to give a lot of credit to the guys from Committee and Dayglow for, putting that together. I was one of the first original people on that last year. And to be honest with you, I think it's one of the biggest festivals in South Florida. And, giving all respect to Ultra and AMF. But to be honest with you, the lineup for Dancegiving, it's just too much. It's every DJ that everybody would want to hear commercially, and dubstep and underground. And like I said, I give my hats off to them on what they've done. And it will impact South Florida scene in the sense that, Fort Lauderdale will have their own Ultra in the form of Dancegiving in the next couple of years.
All right. And then with that, kind of playing off of that, especially right now, you and personally, like, as an up-and-coming artist, what do you think has been the most challenging obstacle you've had to face in the EDM world?
Well, that's a tough question, because you have to deal with everything. You have to deal with a lot of people. But I would say that I would have to say disappointment. Because in this business, there's a lot of empty promises, and there's a lot of people that, want to help you, but they're not really here to help you. And, you have to kind of keep a focus in what you're doing so that you don't lose that fire inside of you that's telling you to keep going, to be stronger, to keep doing what you're doing. And, you got to, blind yourself from other people.
All right. And then coming up on our final question, for this interview with From DJs for DJs. Finally, do you have any final tips you'd like to give to any aspiring DJs or producers? Yes,
absolutely. Keep working. And keep working hard. And when you feel like you've accomplished something, that's when you work double the hard. And, if you really love what you're doing and you're passionate about music, then no one should ever be able to stop you. And if you really, really, really want to go forward and be this for the rest of your life, don't do it because you think it's cool. Don't do it because you see a couple of other people doing it, or because you think that you might get a couple of girls, or, you know, because a lot of people have that image that if you're a DJ, you have all these girls and you have the partying and stuff like that. It's really not all that, man. It's about making music, DJing, changing what people like in music, and, you know, most importantly, you're supporting a scene, and that scene is called electronic music. So if you want to be a part of the scene, be there because you really want to be there, not just because you think it's going to make you look cool.
All right. Well, thank you very much. That's a very interesting point, and we got a lot of covered in this interview. We really thank you from DJ for DJs. We looking for more collaboration in the future, and we really appreciate the time you took to come talk to us.
Absolutely, and you know, if I could, may I make a comment about the top rating DJs that just came out for the DJ poll? I really want to say something about that to you guys before I go.
Of course, yes, please.
Well, you know, I went through Facebook and I went through Twitter and I went through a lot of places, and a lot of people are very upset at the new rankings. But, you know, I'm gonna come out and say that I think that these are the most accurate rankings that I've seen in a long time. David Guetta does deserve to be number one because of what he's done, and, you know, all the music that he's made and how he's changed the music scene to where it's to the point where if you're a hip-hop artist, you know that you have to make a house beat at some point. And David Guetta was the one that did that. And, you know, a lot of people say that the underground and, you know, the dark stuff is what's supposed to be hot. And I said it earlier in the interview, you know, I appreciate the dark music and the underground, but in all essence, this is about making money. And the commercial music is what makes money. And I don't really know of any other DJ that has even come close to accomplishing what David Guetta has done. You know, he's made tracks with the biggest vocalists in the world. And I really didn't understand how some people were booing him when he was accepting the award from Armin van Buuren. It just didn't make any sense to me, and that's not something that I feel like people should do or people should judge, because I'll say it once more, you know, nobody has done what David Guetta has done for the electronic scene.
All right, and we understand that sentiment. And personally, I'm still trying to figure out the DJ rankings, because even like the past 2 years, I wasn't totally sure of the accuracy of it. But at this point, I have to agree with you and I have to understand. And from DJs for DJs, we're still collaborating our response to exactly how we feel about that. But that'll definitely be out there soon, and we'll definitely include that when bringing it up.
Perfect, man. And I want to thank you guys for bringing me on the show and, you know, having the interview with me. It means a lot to me when people like you try to reach out, and, you know, I appreciate stuff like that. So you have my full support from here on out. It was good to talk to you guys, and hopefully we'll be seeing each other very soon.
All right. Thank you very much, man.
Take care, guys.